Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to be going over collaborative programming and the command aggregator. So what does this really mean? Let's go ahead and pull up our GUI, and you can see here that, again, as we move around, you can see our encoders down here in the bottom. We are getting new values from the encoders every time that we move the robot around. So conceptually, what we're going to be doing here is we are going to be programming in some waypoints, capturing these points, and then go ahead and play them back. So collaborative programming is basically where you and the robot are working together, and in this harmony and synergy between the two of you, you are going to come up with a program and run that in the end. So let's go ahead and close some of these things down here and just get a feel for what we are actually going to be doing. So again, we have our command aggregator, which is going to be this parameter right here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding a point. So let's add a point. And you can see here that the value that was put in here is going to be the same as the encoders are here. So we're going to go and let's go ahead and put in another point. So we will move it. You can see now that we have moved our robot. We have new values here. We'll go ahead and hit this button again. And now we put in another point. Let's go ahead. We'll move it one more time. Let's kind of get it so that we're sticking straight out here. And we'll add one more. Again, you can see we're sticking straight out. Phi here is basically close to 0, and theta is somewhere near like 45 degrees out here. So let's go ahead and bring this back. So you can see that we've added some points here, and let's go ahead and clear these. So we have this ag points, which is the name of this parameter. So we'll go ahead and just put this up here, and you can see that when we type this into REPL, that we are going to be getting our command aggregator object. So let's go ahead and do this, and we will just invoke the clear method. Let's go ahead and call that. And you can see now that we have erased and cleared all of the points. So we have today also programmed this up with this remote control. Let's go ahead and take a look at that program real quick here. Let's open up this tab, and you can see here that we have our program here. The buttons that we'll be interested in today is we have the green button here, which is going to add a point. We have this clear aggregator button, which is going to clear our aggregator. And then we have the play button, which is the start button. So green, red, and start are going to be doing what we're going to be wanting to do with our aggregator. So let's go ahead and go back to the GUI for our robot, and let's add some points again. Let's go ahead and just kind of go in the middle of this checkers board here. We'll go ahead and press the green button. You can see that a point has come up. Let's go straight kind of out here in the middle of this B here. We'll press this again. Let's go ahead and move this down a little bit so that we can kind of get a little bit better view. And we'll kind of come up front here and give another one. And then we will come let's go ahead and go right back to the center of the checkers board. So you can see here that we have 4 points now. And let's go ahead and just run this. So I'm going to press play, or start rather, and it's going to play. First, what's going to happen is it's going to home the machine. It's just going to take a second here. Okay, there we go. It's going to move out. We're going to go to our second point over here. And then our last point is going to be kind of right back where we started again. So that's our first program. Let's go ahead and clear this, and let's go ahead and take a look at the program and see how we constructed all of this. And we're going to come and basically this little area here is the area that we are interested in. Let's go ahead and see what we've got here. So we have these orange ones here are going to be our parameters that are up. Okay, so we've moved these side by side so that we can kind of see what's going on. These orange ones here are our variables, and you can see here that we have them go up, and they will show up right here. So play, add point, clear aggregator, you can see that the names are all the same, and we are linking these to these buttons over here. These GUI buttons here are the ones that we are seeing in our, let's go ahead and move this again back here. These are the ones that we are seeing. This run button and this ag add point are the ones that we see here and here. So these are the GUI buttons that we're going up. And let's go ahead and take a look at how we are actually making this program. So real quick here, again, when we push the green button or the add point, so let's go ahead and take a look at that function. And in this function, we are going to be taking a Boolean. I know that this says string. Ignore that for the moment. We're going to be getting a Boolean, and if we have false, we're just going to do nothing. If it's true, we are going to grab a position from the encoders, and you can see that we have passed in the Gerbil object. The Gerbil object can get at these encoder objects as well, and we're going to go ahead and grab those values. We're going to label one with T and another one with P, and we'll go ahead and just return that. So we're returning a dict, or I'm sorry, actually we are returning a string that is JSON, and this string is going to be going into the command aggregator. So again, what the command aggregator is, let's go ahead and look over here again, and let's just add a couple points. So the command aggregator is basically, you can think of it as a JSON list, but instead of it being a list, it is just a series of strings, JSON elements that are separated by new line characters. So this is how we are going to be constructing this and how we can go through and iterate through this. So again, taking Booleans, we're constructing a string, and we're sending it to the aggregator. And you can see each time here that we are adding these strings to our command aggregator. So let's go ahead and move on. Clear is pretty obvious. Let's just take a look at this here. If we get a true here, we're just going to, again, take our ag points object and clear. Okay, so let's take a look at this play aggregator. And in here we have another function. We are going to be creating a list of this thing that we're calling program. And basically what we're going to be doing here is we have this ag points. Remember, this is our command aggregator. We're saying, hey, let's get a generator object back. We're going to be iterating through it with this for loop. And with each one of these, we are going to be this is going to be returning a dict. So this line here is going to be a dict returned from ag points. These ag points are actually from the command aggregator, and we are going to go through line by line. So basically what we have here is we're going to be appending to our program another dict, and we're going to be changing some of the values here. Keep in mind that the syntax for commands and moves are still in flux, and that kinematic processing is not yet fully implemented. So what that really means is that we are still driving everything at the moment with forward kinematics. So we are replacing theta and phi with x and y respectively, because the CNC controller itself is not aware that what kind of kinematics we have going on. And we are turning this into a G-code snippet here. So we have our command, move.linear. We have an x and a y coordinate, which are placeholders for theta and phi, and we are also adding a feed element, which is how fast we're going to be moving from one point to another. So again, we're taking each one of these, we're creating a dict, we're sticking that into this program list, and then down here we are defining a generator. In this generator, we are going to first home theta, and we are going to home phi. And again, this is going to sync up where the encoder values and the values that are actually in the CNC controller itself. So we are homing the machine, and we're syncing up what's in the real world and what is in our CNC. So we'll home both of those, and from then, and now the machine knows where it's at, and we will yield from program. So again, this yield from program, we are going to be going through the points that are in our ag points over here, and we're going to be sending those in. So again, gerbil.run, we're going to be passing in this generator object, and it is going to be going and running everything that you see here. So let's go ahead one more time, and we will run through this and create one more program. So let's go ahead. I'm going to hit the red button. We're going to clear this out. Also, you can see that the motors are on right now. I can't move the robot. So let's go ahead and turn off the motors. Now I can move the robot again. So let's go ahead and again, we'll start in the middle here. Let's just basically do our same thing that we did the last time, but we'll do it backwards. We'll go ahead and go kind of up front here. I actually hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Green button, add a point. Go up here. We'll add one more point. We'll kind of go over here in the middle of the B. And let's go ahead and come back here, and we'll add another one, and then we will go back to the middle. So we have a few more points here. Let's go ahead and just kind of move it out here so that we start somewhere that's not the same as the first point. Let's go ahead and we'll hit start. You can see here that we have homed theta. We are starting. Okay, move to the first point, move into the second point there. The next point is going to be somewhere around here. And our last point is here, and then we're going to finish off right in the middle of the checkers board again. So there we have it. This is collaborative programming and command aggregator, and from this simple kind of construct that we have here, you can do very much more complicated things. In the next tutorial here, we'll actually be showing you how we play this game of checkers. Again, this is going to be very similar, but we're just going to add a little bit more logic in here, and let's play some games. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.